Welcome guys. In today's video I will introduce you with 20 amazing tips and tricks for PUBG Mobile. You should implement these tips to your gameplay to have a better experience and to become better at this game. Starting with the first one, you all have seen some comments in funny way below most of the PUBG tips videos that we forget all the tips and tricks when we engage in fights and when we saw enemies, right? Maybe they are spammers comments, but it's a reality as and you all know, so how to remember the tricks so you can perform it at the needed moments. In order to remember the tips, first you should able to find your weakness. It can be anything, maybe weapon controllings, or it can be panic situations, close range fights, or maybe having troubles in handling more than one enemy, etc. So always give first priority to the tips which describes your weakness. Other tips you can prefer later on, but the guides which removes your weakness should be prioritized by you first. If you have an average performance device and want to land at bootcamp, always try to land and occupy one compounds like these. This will help you to spot the enemies landing on the main center building. Also there will be no risk from backsides and you can easily spot and can finish enemies without worrying of any sides. You can hold any compound among these three, but I will highly recommend you to choose the building which is far from the plane path, because most of the players used to land on the compound which is nearer to plane path. And landing little bit far away from the path will provide you enough time to complete your loots, and if you are pro enough then you can land along with your enemy. Whenever you realize that your enemy is too far from you and he or she cannot take action on you quickly, then always make yourself prone before spraying, because proning reduces your recoils up to 30 to 40%, so you should always prefer to do it. But be quick while doing it, make sure to take down your enemy in one single spray, otherwise it will be useless. And if you ever fails to take down your enemies in one single spray, then change your position quickly, because your head will be clearly visible to your opponent, so don't remain prone at the same place for too long, like this guy, still in the same position, even if I escaped from his shots. So remember, proning has little bit negative point, always manage to perform it professionally. At the time of house-to-house fights, and especially in 1 versus 1 situations in last zone, I don't know why players put themselves into panic. By listening to spectating teammates, once the gunfight begin, player stop thinking anything and remains focus on the opponent moves. Instead of being panic, first take a small gunfight, just to make your opponent focus on you, then without reloading quickly swift to throwables like Molotov cocktail, and as you all know players stop thinking anything. If they got stuck in Molotov, especially at the time of 1 versus 1, and as I always say, keep 2 Molotov with you. Before rushing into house directly, always make sure to throw some throwables in 2 different windows. This may increases the chances of winning the fights. Also it helps to put your oppositions into panic conditions and you can take advantage of their wrong decisions while they are panic. As shown here, we don't even need to push inside, throwables made it easy for us, and if your opponents somehow manage to survive inside the house, push instantly before they get heal up. In case of any sudden attack on your team, don't be so quick to take action. First get behind the cover and check your opposition's positions, like here I did. They are pushing directly as I am alone here, and as we all know, if 3 enemies are ready to spray on you, it's hard to peek and to take the spray. In such conditions, never remain spraying on single enemy for too long, because maybe you can knock one of them, rest of them will take you down afterwards. So in order to avoid getting knocked by them, just focus on giving damage and get behind the cover. But here in my case, this right side enemy is biggest threat to me. As he gets ready to shoot me, I will instantly change my angles of spray, so be prepared and focus on the biggest threat, and always change the side of spray from left to right and just try to make them low by giving damage. Do not try to knock and spray from one single side for too. If you and your opponent are at same place from where you both have to travel for long distance to get into zone, and if it possible to finish him, then make sure to do it before blue zone gets started, because it might be possible your enemy has more healings than you and can be an obstacle later. Here me and my friend is there in front of one enemy in that house, so we rushed blindly without worrying if he has TPP advantage, and we finished him to clear the way for play zone. While running into play zone, there are some players who hold themselves before you to block your ways. In such conditions, always give random spray at their place just to make them afraid of you. Don't just focus on running, show your activeness to your opponents. If you are going into play zone with help of vehicle, don't waste your health and time to stop vehicles. You can heal yourself quickly by just changing your seat. It will be too fast as compared to waiting for the vehicle to stop. This tip will be very helpful in competitive, especially when you have less time. Always support your teammates whenever they called you to rush on oppositions. Because sending your teammates alone could be a wrong decision for you later, like my friend knocked an enemy and told me that he is on the way to rush, so without wasting any time to complete loots I instantly get to give him backup, because the knocked enemy teammates can create problems for us. As I am talking, this guy started shooting at my friend, so I can easily take him down as he completely focuses on my teammate. By this way you can eliminate any squad by providing cover fire to your front assaulter player, means the player who is rushing first. If you ever wondered that which vehicle in this game provides you most safety, then I will recommend you to go with UAZ. UAZ surpasses every vehicle in this game, whether it is acceleration, heavy body to provide you enough cover, and mostly the burst time by getting shots from opponents. Most of the player use M416, so let's check out how much bullet does UAZ takes to blast. With M416 Dacia takes 45 bullets, Buggy takes 38 bullets, and lastly the UAZ takes 60 to 61 bullets. Everyone nowadays knows how to throw grenades by using the third eye button and while proning like this, so your hand cannot get spotted by your opponents. But do you know why few professional players throw grenade in peak position? First reason is you can save yourself from getting exposed in front of opponents. Second is leaning improves your accuracy while throwing grenades, because you can't throw accurately by moving yourself, especially in small windows. Leaning makes your character to move slowly for a while, which provides you more accuracy. If you are busy in searching the best way to do jiggle movement, then I will highly recommend you to play on third control layout. Because it is a layout which provides you a fixed position for joystick, so that you can get a strong muscles memory to swipe fingers in a fixed place, rather than swiping every time at random place like first control, which causes problems like this, moving front and backside, while strafing left and right continuously. Whenever you are trying to spray for mid-range target, always try to crouch before spraying, because crouching reduces your recoil up to 15 to 20%. And second advantage is it will hard for your opponent to hit you if he or she is an aim assist on player, because aim assist doesn't works if your opponent is proning or crouching, so always crouch before spraying in order to occupy both advantages. You all know that we can't shoot while being a passenger on bike, but you can shoot while equipping the SMG weapons like Thompson and UMP, so always carry UMP-45 with you. It has great performance when it's come to close range and also while shooting from bike. If you ever knocked enemy behind a long cover, don't directly decide to rush on them, because most of the team have habit to revive their knocked teammates at same place if there is enough cover to hide. For example, here I knocked one of them. Maybe they have decided to revive below the floor, but I predicted they have best cover to complete the revival process, so I used one grenade at the same place and my prediction was right. Okay guys, that's all I got for this video. Hope you learned something new. Please subscribe for more such videos. WynamSK, signing off. See you guys very soon. Take care of yours. Bye.